Hey guys, so I'm back. I'm here to do a more laid back video. Like, you can see my face ain't beat. Like, I just washed my hair, I got on my favorite shirt. I'm just chilling, hanging out. It's a snowy day. So I figured today would be like a good day to do my spill the tea on my pregnancy video. So the first trimester was a disaster for me. Okay, well, when I first found out that I was pregnant, it's funny the way I found out actually. My mom was making cream chip beef, and typically I hate cream chip beef. Like, I hate the texture, the smell, I hate everything about it, right? Mom's been trying to get me to eat it for years. I'm like, no, I'm not eating that. And that day she made cream chip beef. I'm like smelling it. I'm like, Mom, what are you making? Like, it smells so good. She's like looking at me like it's a cream chip beef, and I'm like, Mom, I want to try it today. And she had potatoes, so I put the cream chip beef over the potatoes, and I had 2 helpings. And that's when my mom was like, yeah, you should take a pregnancy test because you're crazy. Like, you never eat this and you hate it, so I don't understand what's going on. I think the next day after that, like the next morning, I took a pregnancy test. I took I still have the test. Is that weird? Whatever. I took the first response. Tells you like 6 days sooner or something like that. My boyfriend had bought it at some grocery store. So I took that the next morning, and I didn't I didn't really expect to see a positive one, especially as soon as I did. But I peed on the stick, and literally like 3 seconds later, like I set it down on the floor, turned back, and it was like 2 lines. So I was like, okay. So like I screamed for my boyfriend, and he like had no idea what was going on. He's just like, what? Like he's thinking it's a fire or something, and he's excited, and I'm just like going through all these emotions. I'm excited, and I'm also like, I did not think that was gonna happen, but you play with fire, you get burnt. So, and then my mom heard the commotion, and she was pretty excited about it too. So it was a pretty good reaction from my family. It was all fine and dandy until maybe like I don't know, maybe like 7th week or something like that, 6th or 7th week. My morning sickness hit early, so that was the issue for me. Like, I had really bad morning sickness, and it wasn't so much like vomiting per se, but just like having nausea, constant nausea, and like I couldn't tolerate certain things. Like, I would gag, or like just dry heave, or like, ugh, it was just like the worst feeling, because I felt like if I was able to throw up, I felt like it would have just been over and done with for that moment. But the fact that it was like constant just nausea, it was just like, oh, when does it end? So it sucked pretty bad. I could only eat like saltines and like ginger ale, and sometimes, like, if I could stomach it, rice and gravy I would get from my favorite Chinese food store. But other than that, pretty much nothing. And if you know me, you know that I love food. Like, food is my number 1. I eat food all day. I love food. I am a foodie. Put food in front of me, I will demolish it. It is not a game. But I couldn't enjoy that in the first trimester, so that kind of sucked. So then came the second trimester, and it wasn't so bad. And that's like, I guess your first trimester is like 0 to like the end of 13 weeks, and then 14 weeks to the end of 26 weeks is your second trimester. Right now, I'm in my 23rd week. Oh no, I just finished my 23rd week. So, I'm at the end of my second trimester. So it's like almost 6 months, basically, in layman's terms. But yeah, once the second trimester hit, it was pretty easy going, I would say. I could definitely eat again, so I was scarfing down food all day. Some of my cravings are bacon. Oh my god, this baby loves bacon. This baby loves pork bacon. I'm sorry if you don't eat pork, but This baby is like, give me bacon and I'm fine. So that and apple juice, which is actually what I have going on in my mug right now, not tea. But yeah, those two things are like a big hit. Oh, also another thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of my pregnancy was like my mood. Obviously, you know, like when you're pregnant, your hormones are all over the place, they fluctuate. But I definitely could not get a grip on like my moods and like my mental state. Like I was just, I think between being sick and like just, I don't know, like I just couldn't get a grip on life. Like I was like crying or like angry all the time and like lashing out on people. So that was another thing that really sucked. I mean, but don't get like discouraged. Like if you're trying to get pregnant, if you are pregnant or like, you know, early in your pregnancy, like everyone's is not the same. So don't like listen to what I'm saying and think, oh, this is how it's going to be. No, it's just how it was for me. So, and it's like a lot of factors that go into it. So don't worry about it. It was just me. I'm crazy. Yeah, it was definitely a hard time in the beginning. But like I said, everything kind of got better the second trimester. Like everything kind of like phased out. Like they really do mean like just get through that first trimester and you'll be okay. Like, once I hit about 19 weeks, I could feel the baby kicking on the inside. Now, I wasn't sure if it was kicks or not. I mean, looking back now, since I know how they feel, it was definitely kicks or like flutters or whatever. But at 19 weeks, I pretty much thought that I was feeling kicks. And then 20 weeks, my boyfriend could finally feel the kicks and he was like so thrilled. So that was like an extremely fun part for us. These kicks are getting like stronger. I feel like every day, not even every week. I had went to an ultrasound last week, and you know they were doing like the anatomy scan or whatever, and apparently my baby doesn't want to cooperate. And that's fine, like they just didn't want photos, so we're just like, okay, whatever, we'll just come back. And we went back and the baby still barely wanted to cooperate. So we see what kind of child we have on our hands. But got to see 3D pictures and we're just like super in love and like super excited. And I don't know, I'm just at this point, I'm just like super anxious. And I know I have like 16 weeks and some change to go or whatever, but I'm just like, like I can't wait. I'm just so antsy and excited to meet the baby, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to see your little chubby cheeks and your little chin like mommy and your nose. So I just can't wait. I'm gonna be obsessed and in love for such a long time, and I'm so blessed. But so like another thing that I did have trouble with, and I apologize if everything's like out of order, it's just because my mind is just everywhere. Like baby brain really is a true thing. I had like a lot of back pain like going into the second trimester because I guess my baby is like sitting low in my pelvis, so I guess it's like tugging on my back because I have a short torso anyway. So I'm just like going more out, and I guess it's just putting pressure on my back, and it's like it's pretty bad. Like a lot of the nights I'll sleep on the couch just because it's uncomfortable for me. Like I don't know what gives. What has helped though, is stretching, like doing like downward dog, or like what is it, child's pose? I don't know, whatever they're called. I'm not like a yoga guru or anything, but like just stretching my back and like doing that like arch and like release, or the arch and like contraction. So that's helped a lot. I don't know if anyone else is going through that, but you could try stretching. It does help, but you do have to do it like every day. So keep that in mind. Another not so fun part was when baby started kicking me literally in my bladder, because like I said, the baby's sitting super low. So I guess it's just like, ooh, what's this? I'll kick it and we'll have some fun. And I'm like, no, let's not, and say we did, because mommy's gonna wet herself. So that's not fun, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's all worth it. So you just suck it up, grin and bear it. And another kind of like true thing about pregnancy is like you do cry at the dumbest things, like, but you literally are crying from your heart. Like, you literally mean it from the bottom of your heart that you are really upset. So, two of the things that I've cried over that I feel like probably weren't so valid now that I look back on them. My mom bought me a few things for Christmas, but one of them was a picture frame, and I just sobbed. I sobbed. I felt like that was the most beautiful gift I've received, and it meant so much to me, a picture frame. So I cried for 5 minutes. And then another thing that I cried at on Christmas, another thing, by the way, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Like, I'm so rude. My boyfriend also bought me, or us, a s'mores kit. And, like, you know, he wrote, like, a cute little note on there. Like, we could have a s'mores date, whatever. I get to pick the movie. I cried for another 10 minutes. Another thing I had cried at that my boyfriend just finds so funny, like, he just thinks it's so hilarious. We were watching, like, National Geographic channel on Netflix, and some, like, deer-like animals were migrating, and then all of a sudden, like, a wolf decided that he was hungry, so he chased them, and then he got the baby deer, and he ate the baby deer. And it just hurt my heart so bad, and I cried all night until I fell asleep. I cried right on my boyfriend's chest, and he thought it was so funny. And I was like, that is so not funny. This is very sad. So, you know, like, if you're pregnant, about to be pregnant, just know you're going to be crying a lot over some not so valid things. But that's okay. These things are okay. Just let yourself cry it out. Like I said, I'm super anxious for baby's arrival, I'm super anxious, so I guess I'll talk about, like, my birthing plan. I decided that I want to have my baby at a birth center rather than at a hospital, and basically, like, a birth center is just more natural, more holistic, like, there's midwives instead of doctors, and, like, I don't know about any other states or, like, any other places, but, this is where I can have a water birth, and that's what we plan to do. However, I've been watching tons of labor and delivery stories, and it just kind of depends on the baby. The baby just kind of does what it wants. It can come at any time. Like, I may not be able to get into the water depending on the situation. So, like, that's all good. I just have a plan that I would like to carry through if things go how, you know, I would expect them to go. So water birth is definitely included, and the thing that I like about the birth center is that there's no drugs, like no epidural, which I'm like, it's funny because it's like contractions, epidural, and I'm more scared of the epidural, so whatever, everyone has their own thing. Let me just say this. This is a little tangent. When someone comes out to you and you ask them about their childbirth plan, and you say that, you know, you want to do it natural, you want to do it in a water birth, stop looking at them like they're crazy. It's everybody's own choice to make, you know, how they want to have their baby. Don't look at them like, oh, girl, you crazy. Oh, you think you're going to do that? Or, oh, you're not going to do that. Stop doing that. Like, it's not your baby to have. It's not your choice to make. So all you can do is just say, wow, like, you know, more power to you. Respect the choice and keep it moving. You don't have to be all negative and extra about, you know, how someone chooses to have their baby. Like, you know, I don't look at someone that wants to have an epidural and be like, girl, you're crazy. No, that's your choice, you know. So please keep that in mind when you're talking to people that are, you know, pregnant, having a child, or like, you know, you're talking about childbirth options. Please stop doing that. I cannot tell you how many people have done that, and I have literally had to sit there and bite my tongue because I'm like, first of all, I'm pregnant and hormonal. Second of all, this is not your choice to make, and you asked, and this is my answer. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. So whatever. I mean, that's just my plan for now. I mean, it may change, like I said, depending on the situation, but that's just what I choose to do, and I hope that everybody can respect that. So in a second, I'll show you some clips of, like, the baby bump, and you can see all that good stuff and see how it's coming along. But I'm definitely gonna try and make sure that we like vlog the labor and childbirth. Like if everything goes well, we're not due until April, so we're gonna get another camera and hopefully, if things go as planned, he can record. I'll edit it and all that good stuff, and I'll put it up. And you guys can kind of see like the whole vibe and experience that I went through. Because I would love to share that. I mean, not everything, but the good parts, and then I could keep it forever. So we are definitely going to try to do that. I promise you, I'm going to try as hard as I can. But thank you guys for all of your support. And like I said, I'm going to leave some clips of the baby bump for you guys to ooh and ah over. I don't know when I'll be making another video, but just stay tuned, alright? Thank you guys so much for your support. Love ya.